Hey, Johnny, thank you very much for taking the time to help me with this school project. I'm in an entrepreneurship class, and we have an assignment to come up with a possible business or a business idea of some kind. And now we're going to present that to possible consumers and bounce off a few questions on them to see what they feel, if that would fulfill a need that they may have. So let me give you a little bit overview what I came up with. So this concept is that Dallas Total Recycling provides a drop-off location for various recycling goods. These sites are operated and maintained by individuals that currently live at the margin. Dallas Total Recycling sells the recycled goods to producers and manufacturers that can repurpose those goods. This will help the DFW community on several levels. First, it will reduce the amount of trash that lands in landfill. Secondly, it will reduce the new resources used to manufacture goods. And lastly, it helps to give individuals living at the margin a re-entry into society by giving them value and a purpose. So let me come back to your video screen. So that is kind of the idea that I came up with, that we do have recycling to some degree, but it's very minimal. And so I thought of a concept that I have seen in Switzerland, where they have recycling stations where people can come and drop off a variety of goods, like they can drop off old batteries. They can drop off not just newspaper and magazines, but as well books that they can then be repurposed. Glasses, like glassware, aluminum, metal, wood, you name it. And then they turn around and sell it to producers that then can reuse it again. So now my first question is, if you think of this possibility that you could use that, would you see yourself as one of the consumers that would use it? I mean, to yourself, it would be a free service. Would you go and participate in a project like that, somewhere, drop all your stuff off, or how do you feel about that idea?
Well, I feel like it's about recycling. I think that I probably would not use that service because I wouldn't need to use it. Because pretty much anything I'm recycling, my apartment building will recycle. But if I was like an industrial refurbishment company, or I did some kind of work that involved materials that aren't easy to recycle, then I think that would be a good idea. I think it'd be doable in Texas because a lot of people have trucks or transportation where they can get their stuff to you. But I think it just have to be marketed to businesses that have stuff to recycle that isn't common.
So
like copper wiring or appliances or larger objects like that.
So you feel the recycling service that your your apartment complex offers fulfills all the needs of recycling?
I wouldn't say all. I'm sure that some stuff could be recycled better, or some stuff that I throw away could be recycled, but not enough to warrant me like driving somewhere else to drop off the recycling.
Okay. So you would suggest that as a consumer or somebody to approach for that would be more like a business versus an individual person.
Yeah, I would say that one, you would need to focus on what you recycle and it'd have to be specialized. Like, do you take copper wiring from old houses or do you take old appliances? Do you take batteries? Do you take recycle? Well, you probably can get a license for recycling medications, but like cleaners or, oil or stuff like that, like stuff that's hard to recycle, but businesses have to get rid of, could you do that? And then I would also suggest, like, I'm sure there are people that do that. So maybe look at some of them to see what their business model is. Like, do they have a pickup service if needed? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So you already went a little bit into the next step, which gives me a good go over. So like the what would be the things that we would offer, or what would be the service we would give? So you would say, you would suggest to go more into niche areas that are maybe not covered by let's say your your apartment complex.
Yeah, because even like out where my aunt used to live, like 40 minutes south of Dallas, in this subdivision that's in the middle of nowhere, like even they have full on recycling cans that they take out with their trash cans, and they have recycling trucks that pick them up. So recycling just everyday things from a living situation, most people already have that, whether they live in apartments or houses, or they at least have a dumpster that they can walk their stuff down to that's also for recycling. So I think you'd have to go more industrial and focus on companies.
So the reason that I wanted to go as well that direction is for the purpose that it would give individuals that live on the margin, that usually have already a hard time to establish themselves, to give them a valuable job, something that gives them a purpose. And I have seen that, how that works in Switzerland as well.
Uh-huh.
And how they use those facilities as a program to help them reestablish themselves. What do you feel, if you know that is the purpose of a facility like that, would you be more willing to contribute to it, like you do a regular donation, in terms of, hey, I don't need to give them money per se, I'm just giving them my stuff that I anyway don't want to use anymore, or can't use anymore, or needs to be recycled, that would be a drive for you, that you would say, hey, it doesn't cost me anything except that I have to drop it off there.
Are we talking about me as in like my everyday life, or if I'm assuming to be a business owner who would work with like?
No, you as an individual. I mean, let's say you have a wooden bookshelf that you don't need anymore. Instead of just junking it in the regular trash, you will bring it to that recycling place that then can recycle it and use it, and somebody will make some other presswood furniture out of it eventually. But it would at the same time support that organization.
So yes, I would. Especially if it came with a tax write-off.
Okay.
Like, you'd be competing against Goodwill and Salvation Army although they're more like resell. If you are recycling, I guess that's a that's a different angle.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be for resale. It would be literally, I cannot, like, Salvation Army and those will not take it because it is defective. It's literally not usable anymore. Think of those lovely IKEA furniture that you can move one time and then they're no good anymore.
Yes, so that I would do. I would probably only do it a few times a year when I was just like cleaning stuff out. But the same thing could be said if I was going to donate anything to, like, if I was going to give clothing away to Goodwill, it'd be the same amount of time. And I would want to know if I got a tax write-off. Like, does it count as a charity or a nonprofit?
So if it doesn't give you a tax write-off, you wouldn't do it.
I mean, I would still, but I'd be a lot more likely to do it if I got a tax write-off.
So then the whole thing would have to be more built as a charitable organization, whatever it's 501c or whatever it's called. That would then be eligible to get a tax write-off, because generally, from my understanding, since the idea is that you go afterwards to go and sell everything that you get, then you make earnings, and then you cannot be that type of business because you make profit in a way. So you can't be a charity, I believe, then.
Yeah, but are you giving me money for the stuff that I would be dropping off for you?
No, you don't get money. You just give us the stuff and we would recycle it for you.
Yeah. So then that would still be a charitable donation if you had the right credentials. You can, of course, make money off of the stuff because that's how you pay your employees and cover overhead. But if I'm just giving you stuff that you're going to then turn around and use to help other people, I should be able to get a write-off for that fairly easily.
Okay. We have to look into that. Okay. So those are kind of the three main points that we kind of should bounce off our idea of. Who is it orientated to? Did we catch the right consumers? And then what is the good that we serve? Is it the right kind of thing? And then why are we doing it? And what is the purpose for it? So those are kind of the three things. So I greatly appreciate your time and your help with this project. So thank you very much, and go and type up now everything that you have given me. So thank you very much. You have yourself an excellent rest of the day then.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.